I'm a sea king, a CGI thing. I'm here to eat and bare my teeth and shake a tail fin. A bikini babe, catching a road wave. A big surprise, I'm gonna rise and flash my tooth cane. All the buff dudes, safe on the beach food. They're gonna need a bigger boat and barrels real soon. I'm a sea king, a CGI thing. I'm here to eat and bare my teeth and shake a tail fin. I'm lonely, taking a ride. Lured in by your bucket and shove. It's one weakness I can't hide. Take me to your bucket and shove.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast. As always, I am your host with the most, Steve Coates. And this week we are talking about 2009's Psycho Shark, a.k.a. Jaws in Japan, directed by John Higiri. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It is a Japanese movie, so this is the first foreign language film that I am actually reviewing. Other movies like Sky Sharks, that was German. Monster Shark, I believe, was an Italian production. And even movies like Jaws of the Shark are Swedish. But this is the first one that's entirely in a different language. So, something a little bit different, which is kind of cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start right off with the poster expectations. The poster is basically a girl on an inflatable bed with a giant shark coming from underneath. I mean, it looks very similar to the Meg poster. But, I mean, this was way before the Meg came out. It's, you've seen it in a bunch of shark movie posters, so it's basically just a take on that. It's not really anything original or exciting. Pretty straightforward. I expect to see some Jaws references and a giant fucking shark. Like, Megalodon-sized shark. And I'm expecting Jaws references as well because, like, the alternate title is Jaws in Japan. Here's the IMDb plot description for this movie. Beautiful girls are in danger. At Sunny Beach, a huge shark is waiting for his prey. College students Mickey and May arrive on a private beach on a tropical island. They can't find the hotel where they booked their reservations and have gotten hopelessly lost until a handsome young man shows up, offering to take them to his lodge. But something is not right about the place. The owner's fingernails are tainted with blood, and Mickey feels something sinister lurking by. So that's how IMDb describes this plot. Let's see if it actually delivers on what it promises, and let's dive in. The movie opens with camcorder footage of some girls in the water splashing around. They're just acting all goofy, posing for the camera, jumping around, laughing, just complete nonsense. Like, who does this? Like, it's like when you're watching a Girls Gone Wild video, and it's just so over-exaggerated with what they're doing. It's like watching that, but way more tame and so much more boring. And just weird and a little bit annoying. I was a little bit annoyed by it. They pretend to do magazine poses and are just absolutely terrible at it. Then we get a shark POV cutting back and forth between this camcorder footage. Then we cut to some lightning lighting up someone's eyes as they look out the window. Super cool transition, really cool shot. We see it's a girl in a hotel room, and she moves around the room a little bit, and she's watching the camcorder video on the TV. She isn't one of the girls from the video, so at this point we have no idea who anybody is, really. The TV goes to static after a while, and I was half expecting this to turn into The Ring, because we just see the static for a while, and then we see some bloody montage footage, which I assume is from the camcorder. Then we cut to a helicopter shot over an island, and it's the opening credits. At this point, I was confused, but also intrigued about what I was watching. It just the way it was cut, the way the transitions were going, it's a little bit different, a little bit more artsy than what I'm used to watching for some of these movies. So I was like, hey, this could be really interesting. This could be something different that I'm not used to. So, hey, maybe it'll be something exciting. Briefly before we fade to the title card, we see the shadow of a big shark swimming in the water. And then we're in the back of a truck with two girls from the video. They're being driven by someone named Kenji, who I believe they just met. And they talk about how lucky they are because they just almost had to sleep outside. So yeah, I kind of understood this after I read that IMDb plot description, because so far, like, it's not clear that they didn't know or that they didn't have a place to stay. They didn't make that super clear. It's like just very ever so slightly implied. And that's kind of the problem with this movie, is that there's a lot of things that maybe are implied and they don't actually like show us or tell us anything. But we'll get into that as we get going here. They just have a long-ass conversation about nothing for a while. They all ask where they're from and blah, blah, blah. Like, who fucking cares? The girls arrive on a beach, And we get this canted angle. We just see their shadows, and one of them finds a Polaroid in the sand, and then a man approaches, and we only see his legs, and he asks if they're staying there and to follow him, and they show him to the lodge. So yeah, he shows the girls to their room, and it's the same room from the very beginning that was watching the camcorder. So we're dealing with like two different timelines here. So there's these two girls. Actually, I think this girl is from the beginning. The timelines get so fucked up in this movie. I get so confused throughout it. It was bizarre. So there's two girls. It's two girls. it's just two girls. No, so there's two girls in one timeline, which are Mai and fuck. I can't remember anybody's names in this movie. I apologize. I do my usual thing where I'm just giving descriptors. I'm not giving names. So there's two girls, and then there's also a different timeline with three girls. So right now, we're just with the two girls. So these two girls get into the hotel room, they get into their bikinis, and they model them. And one girl just has massive boobs, and they focus on them a lot. They barely fit into her swim top. And, like, I'm not trying to be, like, objectifying, but they filmed this in the way so they wanted people to see it and talk about it. So fucking here I am. Boobs! And so while Big Boobs is getting dressed, Orange Bikini Girl is just filming around the hotel room, and they bullshit about all the stuff they're gonna do. And this shit just goes on and on, like holy fucking hell. And the only angles are the camcorder and a static shot from the corner of the room. I think maybe it's implying there's a hidden camera, maybe, but honestly, I'm not 100% sure on that. Then they finally say they're going to the beach, so they're finally going fucking somewhere. They start frolicking on the beach, jumping in the water, and doing all the same shit that we saw them doing earlier. Then we cut to a shower, and Orange Bikini Girl is taking a shower with her bikini still on, but we still focus on her cleaning her boobs quite a bit. It's intercut with a POV from someone watching her or sneaking up on her, or is it something? Nope, it's just a dude. Orange Bikini Girl thinks she hears something, and she looks out of the shower, but there's no one there. So she goes back in, and then we pan over, and we see someone's feet in the next stall. This is like one of those communal showers, or whatever you see at beaches. So there's several stalls and just a curtain in front, that kind of thing. Also, this movie is only about an hour and 10 minutes long. We're 20 minutes in so far. Everything I've described to you has taken us 20 minutes into this movie, and like that's all we've seen so far. And all the shark that we've seen is the shadow in the opening credits. That's it. We have not seen anything else yet. Now we're back at the hotel room, and a girl walks in, and another girl is playing with the camera, but we don't see her in the scene. We just have a static shot of the TV with the camera hooked up, and then the camera POV. And all these shots just feel more like an art house film and not a Japanese shark movie. So at this point, I'm less excited than I was at the beginning of the movie, because I thought, oh, this could be maybe interesting and different. It's different, I will tell you that. And so yeah, these two girls are from a later timeline, I think. Again, I got so fucking confused, and especially in my notes here, I was so confused about the timelines. I don't have a problem with non-linear storytelling. It's fine with me, but like, I don't know. I wanted to see where this took me, and it just really didn't take me to a great place. Spoiler alert. So the girl in the green shirt goes out of the room and starts talking with some guy who I'm pretty sure just turns out to be Kenji. He drove them there earlier. So it's like, is he up to something nefarious? Ooh, maybe. The girl in the hotel room starts watching footage from the camcorder, and it's the beach footage of some other girls. Then we get a bunch of camcorder footage of water. You'd think you'd see a shark fin or something, eh? Nope. Fucking water. Just the ocean. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Then we're back in the hotel room, and again, I'm so confused about the timelines. I wasn't sure, like, how this was all gonna come together, but we'll fucking get there. Big Boobs is just staring out the window and then kneeling on the bed. Then we go to her friend, and she's with Kenji, and they're having a barbecue, and they're just being super flirtatious. And again, this is a static camera, and we cut back and forth from this camera and a camera lens. So again, I think technically a good portion of this movie is just found footage, because they're implying that these are hidden cameras. I think that that's what they're implying. And then we cut to the shower, and Big Boobs is washing up in her bikini, and she gets an eerie feeling and turns the shower off. And then we get flashes of some girls bloody in the shower, and then some of the camcorder footage, and now she's crying in the shower, and like now I'm crying because I haven't got a goddamn fucking clue as to what in the hell is happening in this movie. But it's not Big Boobs crying, it's some other girl, and we see a camcorder slowly come into view, and like a hand brushes her hair, then grabs her head and smashes it. And then, I should also mention we're now about half hour into an hour and 10-minute movie, and we still haven't seen any more of the shark yet. Just throwing that out there. And after all that fucking nonsense, we go to the three girls in the hotel room. So these were the first girls there, but they just talk more fucking nonsense. They go on and on about how one of them likes Kenji, and this just, like, fucking goes on for way too long. And they're filming themselves with the camcorder, and they're just being so silly, giving confessionals into the camera, talking about boys. Where's the fucking shark? Where? God damn it. It's the next day, and two of the girls are spying on their friend and Kenji hanging out, and then we go back with Big Boobs in the shower. She looks out of the shower concerned, and then that's it for that, because then we're back with Kenji and the friend flirting in the water, filming themselves with the camcorder. Not doing anything fucking interesting, and oh yeah, guess what? Still no fucking shark. We see so many scenes of people frolicking in the water on the beaches, and no shark. Anyways, then we see two guys meeting. It's again a weird shot. It's overhead of these two guys, but we don't see their faces or heads. And they do some sort of exchange, and one guy gives a stack of DV tapes to the other guy, and then gives him a small shark key ring or figurine or something, and then comments, "It'd be cute if it was that small." So, okay, these guys they have something to do with the shark, maybe? What's happening? Now maybe it's starting to get interesting here. I don't know. I assume these tapes have murders on them, and that's what some of those flashes we've been seeing are, kind of like the movie Vacancy. It's like that sort of situation. Or basically just any Airbnb you happen to go into. Think about that next time you're on vacation. They finish up, they go their separate ways. Big Boobs then watches more camcorder footage of the three girls, and Kenji is in the video, and we just cut back and forth with this footage of them frolicking on the water, and the girl in the hotel room's face just watching this thing. Then we see one of the other girls go underwater, and we see some splashing and a little bit of blood fill the water, but then it cuts back to the regular cam footage, so I don't know what we just saw. Like, did they record this, like, was there footage recorded on this tape before, then they recorded over it, and this is left over? I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. The three girls and Kenji continue to frolic in the water and throw seaweed at each other, having a grand old time, but is something about to ruin that good time? Nope. Hotel girl, a.k.a. Big Boobs, just keeps fast-forwarding through footage. What is she doing? Are they not on fucking vacation, but instead you decide to sit in your room and watch someone else's vacation video? That's actually just really fucking sad. Jesus. She turns the video off after a while and then just falls into bed. We then cut to a shot of Kenji standing in the water at night and a shot of the moon. And then it's daytime and Big Boobs is on the beach and her friend is floating on a tube. So all that for nothing. That was all for nothing. Everything we just saw was useless. She gets into the water after a few seconds, and then we see a huge shark fin in the water. Big Boobs sees it, and she starts yelling at her friend to get out of the water. The shark POV comes right up to her friend, and then Hotel Girl wakes up in her bed, and I guess that was a fucking dream, because I'm pretty, Big Boobs and Hotel Girl are the same girl as far as I know. As far as I know, these are the only two timelines happening right now. So she had this dream about a giant shark eating her friend based on nothing. Is she psychic? I didn't even think of it. She might be psychic in this movie. I have no fucking idea, though. Jesus. Then we cut to a guy on a beach. He's just standing there with a metal bucket. Perhaps a bucket of chum? Heyo! And then he starts walking away from the beach. So that what was the point of that, you asked? Fucked if I know. I don't know what the point of that was. It showed us absolutely nothing. Hotel Girl wakes up. Her friend isn't in her bed. She notices the camera is missing, and then she goes outside. She finds the camera lying on the steps, so I guess her other friend left it out there, was also looking at it. I don't know. Or maybe they're using it to film themselves too. I don't know. I don't know whose camera this is. I don't know whose tapes these are. I don't understand anything. I don't know what's going on. So she sits down, starts watching the footage again, and it's footage we've seen of her friend and Kenji on the beach for a bit. And then we see footage of the 3 girls. 2 girls are behind the camera as they follow their friend and Kenji. He takes the friend to some rocks by the water, and then he stabs her as the friends watch, so they freak the fuck out and start running away. Hotel girl's friend comes up and asks, like, what she's doing, and the friend, like, tries to show her the footage of the stabbing she just saw, but she rewinds, like, way too far back, and the friend basically just loses her patience and then goes away. Like, she's like, nah, I'm not interested. Hotel girl tries to explain it has to do with Kenji, but again, just brushes it off. I think she assumes she's jealous that she's with Kenji, and the other girl's just been, like, watching family vacation videos. So she's just thinking, oh, you're just jealous, like, you don't have anything to show me. That's what I'm guessing. It doesn't really fucking matter at the end of the day, does it? No, it doesn't. She tries to warn her about what she just saw, but again, the friend brushes it off. Kenji comes outside and tries to figure out what they're doing. The friend brushes the girl off, and her and Kenji go to walk down the beach. The friend walks back and says, I'm staying here, you can go home if you want. And she just lets her friend walk away, and then stares out at the water. And then we transition to her falling into bed. She looks around for a bit, but then when she goes to get up, it transitions to one of the girls from before getting out of the bed. So again, this art house style transition that just makes no sense, and it just doesn't fucking work. And also, why are you letting your friend walk away with a murderer? You just saw a murder on the tape, and you're just like, oh, rough. Like, oh my god. So then we get the 3 girls frolicking in the water, filming themselves, and then a montage of the shit they've already done, and a montage of the other 2 girls in the water, and a very special focus on Big Boobs as she jumps around and splashes water in slow motion, and then just more footage we've already fucking seen. Then we transition back to Hotel Girl in bed, getting back out of the bed, and then we're with Kenji and her friend at the same rock we saw him stab the other girl at. Hotel Girl just sits on the beach and watches some more footage on the camera. Girl, you know your friend is with a murderer. Like, go now. Like, what are you doing? How many more people do you need to see die? Like, let's see, what are your options here? Let's see, phone the police, go to the police, ask someone for the police. Do you see a fucking pattern here? Go to the cops. So she watches some more fucking footage and finally gets back to the stabbing part. And then we see more after the stabbing, and he stabs one of or both of the other girls that ran away. So he has this shit on film and then leaves it wherever someone else can find it. Like, why is this tape here? We then see Kenji taping an attack we saw earlier, where we just see the girl go into water, then some blood fill the water. Well, we see Kenji actually filming that. So it feels like it's a Shark Night 3D situation where the guys kill people, film it, sell it, that sort of thing. We get a bit of a montage of Kenji attacking the girls and throwing them into water and attacking one of them in the shower, as we saw teased earlier on. Hotel Girl finally starts running to go save her friend. Not sure why she needed to see like 3 or 4 more people fucking die before she decided to help, but fucking here we are. As she runs away, we see a man sitting on the steps of the hotel room or whatever, and she leaves the camera behind, so it's safe to assume he's one of the guys in on it. Now we're with the friend and Kenji. He tells her to close her eyes, and she does, and nothing happens for a while. She opens her eyes again, and we see a shark fin approaching, but somehow nobody else sees it, or she doesn't see it, so she closes her eyes again. Kenji pulls out a knife, and he's like rubbing it all over her and starts undoing her sweater. Like, it went from 0 to rapey real fast. Like, bam! Then he slashes her leg, and her line here is, I don't understand. It's blood. Like, I don't know if something got lost in translation or if it really is just a shitty and stupid line. I don't know, but it was just fucking stupid. Oh, by the way, we're at the fucking 1 hour mark. 1 fucking hour. This is an hour and 10-minute fucking movie. Just to remind you of where we're at. Kenji starts harassing the friend, and hotel girl / big boobs starts running towards them. She stops for a while, and her and Kenji just like creepily stare at each other back and forth before she finally decides to start running to her friend again. She runs right up to Kenji and pushes him into the water. No fucking resistance, no trying to stab her, nothing. Just run, push, now he's in the water. The girls stand and look at each other for a bit and then start running away, but they're greeted by the hotel owner or lodge owner, the other fucking guy in on this nonsense. Behind the girls, Kenji is crawling out of the water with his knife, and they make it seem like such a surprise, but all they did was push him into the water. Of course he's gonna be fucking fine. Kenji stands there for a moment, then looks behind him. He gets a splash of water on him. The girls look up and then start running. Then we get a wide shot. Kenji standing on the edge of this rocky platform, and the two girls running away, and the other dude filming with this camcorder. And at the end of this platform is a giant, shitty, god-awful CGI shark. This is an hour and 3 minutes into an hour and 10-minute movie, and we finally get to see the fucking shark. The friend trips and falls. They all look up, and this shark is coming down from the air right on top of the girls and the camera guy, and we just see blood and the camera go up against a bunch of rocks, and the camera starts playing some of the footage from the beginning. Someone picks up the camera, I don't know who, and then again, we get some more footage we've already fucking seen. Then it goes to static. We zoom out of the TV. It cuts to someone watching the footage during the storm. I think this is what we saw at the very beginning of the movie, and that's pretty well fucking it. I don't know what the fuck that was. I have not been this mad at a shark movie since 90210 Shark Attack or The Shark Exorcist. Jesus Christ. Well, you know what? Let's start with the pros, shall we? The girls in this movie were gorgeous. Every bikini-clad girl they had was a babe. So that was cool. That's it. That's the only good thing I have to say about this fucking movie. Oh, let's do the cons now, shall we? First of all, this movie is called Psycho Shark, or Jaws in Japan. Both of these titles are misleading and utter bullshit. We don't see any fucking kills on screen with this, which I know happens sometimes with these movies, but this one especially has no fucking excuse. I don't understand why this was even made into a shark movie. I honestly don't fucking get it. It makes zero sense to me. And you want to get, let's read something even more wild. Here is another plot synopsis I found on IMDb. In Japan, scientists for the last couple of decades have been doing research on Megalodon, the ancestor to that of Carcharodon carcharias, a.k.a. the great white shark. It turns out that they are having success and have been raising one that was cloned from a Megalodon's DNA, and the DNA was genetically programmed into the eggs of a great white shark female, and that egg was placed in an artificial womb where it was allowed to grow. When it was born, it was placed in an extraordinarily oversized tank. However, the shark has found a way to escape the tank and into the Sea of Japan. Now, being a new shark and all, it's very hungry and it needs some very real meals. In what fucking world is that the movie I just watched? This is like the bullshittiest of bullshit, fucking bullshit, alternative plots for a movie I've ever read. Nonsense. Absolute fucking nonsense. Oh, poster expectations? Well, this should have been pretty fucking simple. It's just a big shark getting a girl on a raft. That's it. They couldn't even deliver on that. I'd hardly call what they did deliver a shark movie. So I guess I got a big shark for the last 2 minutes of the movie? Oh, get fucked. I don't know who signed off on this movie. I don't know why this movie got made. Maybe this movie is just going way over my head and it's a beautiful art house film, but listen, when I see a Japanese movie titled Psycho Shark, I have a lot of expectations. Zero of my expectations were met with this movie. Honestly, I do not see myself ever watching this in the future, and honestly, I cannot recommend this to anybody. I don't know a single person that would watch this and be like, oh man, what a great time that was. No, I would much rather watch Shark Exorcist 2 more times than put this fucking thing on again. And if you know how much I really dislike Shark Exorcist, that's really saying something. So I have a blog on my website where I have some of my least favorite shark movies. This just made the fucking list. This is going on that list because it was just awful. I honestly don't even know what else I can say about this movie. It wasn't a shark movie. It was more about like a psycho killer. If they had gone with the psycho killer route instead of the whole shark thing, this would have been at least an interesting movie, something different, but fuck, man, you can't call it Psycho Shark and then deliver this fucking nonsense. I am done with Psycho Shark from 2009. That's it for me this week. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to follow me on all of the social medias, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Slasher, all at Bucket of Chum Podcast, or go to bucketofchumpodcast.com for blog updates and news updates, all kinds of good stuff there. And I will see you guys next week for a brand new episode of Bucket of Chum.